welcome to Tuscany. Ultra Rose on pole with Lady Dragon Sonic lining up alongside George Reddell's in P3, then Sauce lines up alongside P4 from Sebastian Campo and Davey Serrachiera, Fox Adelaide in 7th from Ravo, Tom Leon and UK Ball. Carlson Motto is starting 11 from Bracken Crumpley, Livery, Burst Theo and Tackle Van Horn. Then we've got Damien Castro, Devin Butler, Huey Headley, Lam Fong, and the final three being Zygmunt, Klein and Mogsarov. So here we are in beautiful Tuscany for the Grand Prix in Mugello. 5 red lights. And it's out and away we go and off to the front. BDS gets a good reaction time already, getting ahead of Ultra on the leaderboard and quite visibly ahead. As they are going to battle in towards the first quarter. A big right-hander there on the inside. BDS goes up into first place. Olsen trying to fight for second at the moment in the McLaren. Moving up a place as Sebastian Cabo dropping to P4, which is far. Actually, I think he might be starting to P5. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on this anymore. But Olsen, anyways, moving up into second place there after getting ahead of Ultra Bro. That's good getaway for the McLaren. And this is good for their constructors battle, as you can very much see. So BDS leading the way from Olsen and Ultra Bro. Ocampo just outside the podium places, but being on the mediums, he needs to really push to make sure he makes them work. Because this typically is not the best tyre to start on. You normally want to start on soft, with medium and hards being an absolute gamble. You came well first person to pick up the penalty today in the Dragon. That is a 5-second time penalty added onto him, which will be on at his next pit stop. Adelaide alongside of Ravo. You can see there, Adelaide down the inside, and he moves through up in 7th place. Tom Leon fighting Ravo as well, as we were on board with him. I'm going to go to the review of Ravo, who has successfully fended off Tom Leon. As BDS is fast as sector 1. He is 9/10 of a second in the lead of the race, and this would be perfect in the Drivers' Championship for him. His gap has been reduced to 25 points, but a race like this would put him quite a bit ahead of Ocampo. And these are the drives that he needs if he wants to become the world champion this season and to get his first championship title in 8 whole seasons, which is a pretty big gap to be waiting for your first championship, or for your fourth championship. But fast slap for BDS there. Serrachiera taking it off of him. He is getting on the back of the top 2, or top 3. Ultra there down the inside, as you can see Hall. He moves up into second place with a nice move. Olsen still on the back of the Ferrari. And BDS has lost some time to these guys here, as they managed to push enough to be able to get right on the back of the Dragon. Despite the skill upgrades that BDS has got, it's not working out for him at the moment, as he has got 4 cars right behind, all wanting the exact same thing: first position in the Grand Prix. And as for tyre strategies today, you can expect a little bit of a mix. We've got Ocampo, Ravo, UK Ball, Crumpley, Eduardo, Livery and Devin Butler all starting the race on the medium tyres. They're on the alternate strategy. They'll probably be doing the opposite of what the soft tyre runners do in this Grand Prix. And also as well, we have one hard tyre runner in Damien Castro for Haas, who's opening his DRS as we head down his back straight. And he'll be trying his best to move through over to P15. He'll be going long on that tyre in hope that his shortest stint on whatever tyre he moves onto pays out for him in the end. That's what the hope is down at Haas. As David Serrachiera falling off a little bit, Ocampo fighting to Benedetto, and the Filipino driver moves up into 5th place. Nice move there. With Benedetto on soft, he's got a good run at Ocampo to try and take that position back and move up into 5th place once again, but it looks like his softs just aren't going to be working the same anymore as they used to. And behind Benedetto, you can see Adelaide there in P7, just trying to defend his place from Ravo. Whilst Ferrari not in the best position, the constructors right now, but McLaren doing really well, and they need races like this to really charge for the title. Ultra coming into the pits. He is the first person to make a pit stop today, and he's going on to softs. He's going for a two-stopper. Not only is it a two-stopper, it's also an undercut, which can prove to be powerful. So we'll have to see what happens as the race goes on. The race leader leading the race on very worn soft tyres. That is Blade Dragon Sonic. Jensen Olsen is now behind Davy Serkiera, which is not good news at all for the Norwegian, who's had some pretty good races recently. Last race was a pretty good race for him as well, getting his third ever podium. It's been one incredible season for this debuting Norwegian. Like, absolutely, it's been amazing. I can't express how good it's been for him. Here we are as we go down the back straight. Into the pit lane comes Blade Dragon Sonic, but not the top two. Olsen takes the lead of the Grand Prix here in Mugello. And he'll be hoping for a virtual safety car towards the end of the lap to benefit him, just like what happened last race. Revo onto brand new mediums, Blade Dragon Sonic on a brand new soft, and Benedetto onto brand new hards. So we're seeing some interesting tyre choices going on. Revo's on the brand new hards, not mediums. Taco Van Horn penalty for cause a collision. He is up here in P8 fighting with Damian Castro. This could soon turn into a fight though. Carlos Eduardo, it very much could, as Eduardo's losing little chunks of time to the AlphaTauri. As here, you can see you came around this. I don't know if you can call it a chicane, but it certainly looks like one in a way. But here we are, around the final corner goes Jensen Olsen and Davy Serkiera, as they're going to be preparing to pit soon, I think. Yep, Olsen pits, Serkiera also into the pits. Serkiera's going to be the one to get into his pit box first. Ocampo also coming in. Mediums are on for Olsen. Serkiera is on mediums as well. And Sebastian Ocampo also on the mediums. Now what about Rack Crumpry as he's coming in to get rid of his medium tyres. Now, having a look right now, he's also going on to another set of mediums, very clearly confident with the grip that they have. Bjorn Zygmunt going for a different approach. He's going onto the hards, which are slower, but they have a better life and are more likely to succeed towards the end of the race. So he's thinking a bit long term instead of the short term. Klein's just thinking, get me on a fresh set of softs, guys, as he does go on softs. Now Adelaide sides are really way out. They're on what was that, 19%? I have to go back to the onboard because it just went off the onboard there. And no, 17%. Yeah, these sides are done. They're not gonna do one more lap, you know. This is like the longest I can go without getting a puncture probably. So yeah, will Adelaide come in at the pits? Yes, he will. I thought it was not. I was about to say no, he's not, but yeah, he is. And in the pits as well on 15% soft is Tom Leon, who's going on to, well, softs. Now, look at this. They've done 7 out of 14 laps, which is half the race on softs, which means it is possible to go at the end of this race doing a soft strategy. It is possible, as Eduardo now leads the Grand Prix here in Mugello. He's still staying out on track with them mediums. Now them mediums are very much dying, 30%, 36% on them. Now Ultra has managed to jump BDS in the pit stops by going 1 lap earlier. So you can see the thinking behind the strategy at Ferrari. You can really see it. BDS and Ultra, they'll be going to push. I can't even say anything correctly. Yeah, they'll be pushing because they're gonna have to make one more stop. They're not gonna get their tyres to the end of the race. As Ultra trying to get around Eduardo, Eduardo does not have to see position if he doesn't want to. But nonetheless, he does give up that position. BDS are being very much held up. Olsen flying through there. DRS is enabled as Eduardo dives into the pit lane, but the damage is done for BDS there. As Ultra does not have DRS, Olsen does. That's going to allow it to start to catch the Ferrari. quickly. Eduardo coming out of his pit box very soon. He's moving on to fresh soft which are going to take him to the end of this Grand Prix comfortably. As he's leaving the pits, there are the Reynolds coming by, Crumply and Lamfong. Crumply gets by, will Lamfong get by in the end of it? We could have a look, Lamfong slowing down to avoid any big contact, but they're going to have to be careful because there's two racing points there that are eager to fight, Headley and Livery. As everyone didn't see this, Olsen now leads the Grand Prix for McLaren. Now him being on the mediums is going to be better for him. Yes, he's on the worst compound, but they have a better life and are more likely to make it to the end. Ultra tires will definitely not make it to the end. BDS's might, but it would be very hit and miss. So what I'm trying to say is, it's going to be extremely close. As Ultra already coming in for a new stop, he's really determined to make an undercut strategy work, as he is going onto another set of tires very quickly. As Damien Castro making his first stop of the day. I'm going to be honest with this, Haas might have cooked, because there are Ultra, he was in the top part of the grid here. He was fighting for the win, and he's just rejoined pits. He's just rejoined track P10. I know Castro's rejoined P17, but they weren't that far apart in the pit lane. So now Castro just got to get his tires up to temperature. His tires obviously not up to temperature yet because he just came out of the pits on them tires. As we go to Ultra, his tires are going to take a while to warm up to their optimal temperature. But he's going to try and focus on getting ahead of Verstio in the AlphaTauri as soon as possible, because he will become traffic and dirt. Yeah, there we go. Ultra's tires now heated up to the optimal temperature. In the pit lane comes Blazer Sonic for a second time today. He's risking it with the soft tires. He's going on to them. Let's just see for the Nigerian how this strategy will work, as there are DRS enabled for Ultra as he comes down the straight. It's gonna be close between BDS and Ultra. There goes Ultra. BDS rejoining the track, but he rejoins in P10 as Eduardo right on the back of him, but that's not gonna make a difference at all. BDS stays ahead, and he's got around 2 seconds to make up on Ultra in these final 4 laps of the race. Olsen will continue to lead. I'd imagine McLaren will try and make him stay out for as long as possible, because they have got a pretty big gap to Ultra, who is the primary threat this race for the team at McLaren and also at Mercedes, because Mercedes can't discount them because they are still in this race. They've got Serrachiera up in P2, but they pit him as BDS gets past Verstio easily on a mediums because Serrachiera. Maybe Mercedes have run out of soft tyres, or they think soft have just not got enough pace. As Marcus Adelaide comes in the pits, he's going on to mediums. What about Tom Leon in the second Red Bull car? He's going on to soft, so there's definitely variation within the strategies. And Dave Serrachiera coming out ahead of BDS, slowing him down completely. And then BDS gonna send it on the inside, moving up into 6th position. But that was a lot of damage to the gap to Ultra Bro. As now to end out on Ravel, they'll be fighting over the final podium place. But look at how far back Ultra is. I think it'll be worth it. It's very hit and miss, but they are not. They might try to stay out on track. They might try to come in. Olsen stays out, Campbell stays out. Final 2 laps of the Grand Prix. And then that was a lot of work. Hoping for. Getting ahead of Serrachiera as we saw this time last lap, but Serrachiera managed to stay within reach of BDS because the fight for 5th is not over. It is most certainly not over, and Sebastian Campbell being up here in P2 is very much ideal for the Red Bull. I've only just clicked onto that Red Bull have got to be telling him to stay out to the end under any circumstances, no matter what it is. They've got to keep him out on track. And BDS, it's a 5-second time penalty for track limits, and you've got no one to blame for that one. Sorry about that, but there's no one to blame. Track limits, you can't be violating them. Also, Carlson Water, props him. He's been doing an amazing job today in P8 for Williams. Now Adelaide still has a chance to catch up. There's a 1 corner difference between them at the moment on this racetrack. Olsen still leading this race. Now he is going to be on for a second Grand Prix victory, assuming everything goes his way on this final lap. But his tyres are down to 20%. And Ocampo's tyres also down to 20. You have to be extremely careful. Oh, sorry, that's a 25. Yeah, it says 25%. Sorry, not 20. As Ultra fastest in the first second, he's finally getting his pace now. But I think it might be too late for him. He might have just had to stay out to the end, but it would not have been possible. You would have had to hit anyways. So with this, Jensen Olsen, who goes round the final corner, takes a second victory for McLaren. Olsen wins the Mugello Grand Prix. Ocampo finishes second and makes more gains on BDS in the Drivers' Championship. And Rainbow, he just misses out on the podium places. And Ultra is going to get 5th. BDS will not get 6th. Davey Cerqueira will get it, while BDS drops down to 7th position in the end of it. And Davey Cerqueira, fastest lap of the race. Adelaide will finish 9th. Livery will pick up the pieces and get the final point position. They've got Versio, Tom Leon, Crumpley, Castro, who just takes him from Crumpley at the end. Lampong, UK Ball, Headley, Zygmunt, Butler, and Klein, with Daniel Boxara being lapped on the final straight on the final lap. But yeah, it's an incredible victory for McLaren, as they are going to be making some good gains in the Constructors' Championship. Even if they are losing out points, they're still getting wins. They are still getting the wins. And with that there, once again, it's another podium with 3 different constructors. How many times we had that season? Quite a few, I can tell you that. But with that, Jens Olsen, your winner today, picking up his 2nd ever victory. Sebastian Ocampo, another solid result for him, 2nd place. A few seconds off the lead, but no matter what, you'll be happy because he's made some gains in that championship. Dori DiMantello finishing this one off in P3. He'll be also happy with that, finally getting a podium after so many bad races. With that, let's listen to the Norwegian national anthem. So Jens Olsen, you win today from Ocampo and DiMantello. A very nice podium there. Rainbow and Ultra, the 2 Ferraris, 4th and 5th from Davey Cerqueira. BDS confirmed to be 7th in this Grand Prix. We've got Carlson Wano, Marks Adelaide, Livery, Versio, Tom Leon, David Castro. Then we have the 2 medals of Rack Crumpley and Lampong from UK Wall. Then we have Taco Van Hoord, Thierry Headley, Zygmunt, Butler, Klein, and Bogdasarov. And with that done, we are finished with the Italian triple header. Can't wait to see you next time when F1 Classic returns. Have a good day, everyone, and goodbye.